everybody, welcome back, and what a great session that was. Gurudutt is going to be joining me here in the studio shortly, but in the meantime, I'm going to go over to Rob, who's in the networking demo booth. Rob, are you there?
I am here and I'm excited because we get to talk about the convergence of IP and optical, and Cisco is really doing some advanced stuff with that. And I've had a chance to meet Francesca. Am I saying the name correctly?
Yeah, Francesca, yeah.
I have to remember to make sure I put the mic in front of you as well as I just look at you and go, no one can hear you. Okay, so you've got some explanations for us from really the advancements we've had from an optical perspective, but tell us how does this all come together to become a solution for customers?
Yeah, correct. So you are right. So what we are doing here is to try to simplify the implementation of the network. I have an example of a few of the things that we have. From hardware perspective, I think you have heard a lot about the Silicon One, all the new things that we are delivering. This is one of the platforms that was delivered a few days ago. So this platform is based on the Silicon One, and with this one you can go from the access down to your peering network, and you can deliver an end-to-end service in a very easy way. What we are seeing is that all the customers, they are demanding simplicity. So they want to be able to deliver a service and do not think about it. This is what we can deliver, not only with the hardware, but also with the optics. So what we have here, we have one optics that is a QSFP28 form factor. I will be a little technical here.
No, love it.
So this is a full tunable coherent optics.
Okay.
It can go in any port QSFP of your router, and then you can have a DWDM service over it. Not only that one, but we have also the 800 gigabit ZTAR Plus. So this is an 800 gigabit pluggable, or a 400 gigabit ultra long haul DWDM optics that you can plug into the router and then you can go over your line. The simplification, so it's about the number of the hardware that you will need in your network to be able to have an end-to-end services. Simplification done also on the automation layer, because it's good to have less hardware, less things that you need to deploy, but then how you manage this type of network. We have an example here of our routed optical networking automation solution. It's done, first of all, by our hierarchical controller. The hierarchical controller, it's on top of IP and optical network, and it will show you the end-to-end service. This is an example on how the hierarchical controller will give you the overview of a service that is going from the segment routing layer down to the OTS layer, so the optical. You will be able to see end-to-end all the different layers that you have deployed on the network with the optical path, end-to-end down to the other side. But now let's say that we want to manage a network like that, so we want to also that the hierarchical controller will give us the possibility to troubleshoot if we have an issue on the network. So what we can do? We can use this application that is called root cause analysis. The root cause analysis application will give us the possibility to see all the issues that we have in the network. In this case, what we see? We have a fiber that is an OTS layer that is impacting 10 different links. Just one click here, and then you will have the visibility of the different layer impacted. And one smart thing that we can do is to go deep dive on the optical controller, that is the one that will give us the possibility to see what is happening on the network. We will have a view like this one. You see that this is the only service that is affected by the fiber cut. We will have the alarms, and we will have also the possibility to see it on a geographical location.
Oh, I love that. So if we had this type of visibility into, because the root cause analysis to me is fascinating. That's new, yeah?
That's a new one, and we have only the hierarchical controller. The last thing that I want to show you is the assurance, because again, simplicity comes from the provisioning point of view end-to-end, but also we want to be sure that our service is really good. And here it comes with our crosswalk network controller, the IP controller that will give you deep dive all the different sub-services that you have in the network, and is also integrated directly with provider connectivity assurance. You have the probes, you will insert in the router, and then you visualize the status of your probes directly in the IP controller.
The market for this, is it primarily service providers, or is it anyone that has their own dark fiber, perhaps?
Correct. We see that this type of requests are coming not only from the service provider. We have a lot of non-service provider enterprises that want to use this really nice platform. You see, it's a small one. It can go in any of the racks that we have, and then you will simplify a lot all your operational.
Yeah. That's perfect. Francesca, thank you so much. You make it a complete solution, which I love. The point not to miss is that if you don't pay attention to this space, there's been a lot of big changes across the industry, and our ability to deliver more light, carrying more information, longer distances with just the pluggable and the router itself versus other amplifiers and muxponders and ROADMs, different stuff that we've depended on for years suddenly is coming down to a single device. It means less power, less cooling, less cost, and a whole lot more of a market that more people can play in. So with that, we'll go back to the studio.
Thanks so much, Francesca and Rob, for such a detailed overview. Great stuff. Even more greater stuff. I'm joined here by Guru. Hello, Guru. Welcome.
Hello, Alpa. Thank you.
Thank you. Would you like to introduce yourself and
Sure.
your title?
Yes, indeed. My name is Guru Shenoy, and I'm responsible for product management, running the business that deals with our service provider and hyperscaler customers.
Amazing. Thank you. And a great session out there as well.
Thank you.
So you announced Agile Services Networking. Would you be able to tell us a bit more about what it is and why it's fundamentally different, please?
Yeah, absolutely. If we think about what our service provider customers are thinking about these days, they are asking questions around how do we deliver the existing services that we deliver more efficiently in a more CapEx and OpEx efficient manner. They're trying to figure out how they can monetize their infrastructure better, prepare themselves for what is anticipated as the coming wave of new services related to AI, right? AI connectivity, edge inferencing, agentic AI traffic loads, and so forth. So what we have done with Agile Services Networking is really answer those questions. We have introduced an architecture that brings in flexibility to our service provider customers that allows them to deliver the existing services that they do deliver a lot more efficiently, while at the same time positioning them to build out AI-based services and other services, candidly. It doesn't have to be AI, that's what's on everybody's mind now, in a more flexible and agile manner as they go ahead. So really that's what it is about.
And how do you see this really helping customers evolve?
Yeah, I mean, really, it is preparing them for being able to deal with new things that come their way. So if we look at what does Agile Services Networking actually comprise? It's really three things, right? First, we have introduced a brand new set of routing platforms based on our Cisco 8000 platform series that has the same silicon architecture for all of the use cases that they would deploy in their network. And that helps them bring in consistency end to end. So that's the first piece, that is new platforms. The second piece is we have really worked hard to drive convergence between IP and optical layers, convergence of different protocols and so forth, so that they are able to drive a lot more space efficiency, power efficiency, CapEx efficiency in the network. We had already talked about the routed optical networking architecture in the past, which is bringing our IP and optical layers together. We have extended that now with new capabilities like 400 gig ultra long haul optics, 800 gig optics, etc. So convergence is the second pillar of what the Agile Services Networking architecture brings about. And the third pillar is AI-enabled automation and assurance capabilities to help our customers manage their networks better. Doing this allows them again to drive extreme operational efficiency, be able to deal with new services at scale, troubleshooting at scale, and so forth. So these three elements are really what comprise the Agile Services Networking architecture.
Amazing. That's super to know. And what's next on the AI connectivity standpoint?
We have a host of innovations coming. What you will see from us is continue to deliver newer capabilities, newer routing platforms, new form factors, all designed to support AI services as well as other services as we go ahead. You will see us extend our existing automation portfolio in a big way, a lot more AI-enabled capabilities that allow us to do more effective troubleshooting, allow us to detect issues with configuration. A lot of the time, one of the biggest problems, one of the biggest causes of problems in a service provider network is misconfiguration. So we are using ML and AI capabilities now to catch those even as they happen, so we can increase the resiliency in the network far more. And then security, that's a key concern. So we've already introduced some very interesting new technologies like quantum safe MACsec links and so forth. You will see us do more along the security and resiliency front as well. Stay tuned, we have a lot coming.
I can't wait already. So any final kind of tips or advice that you want to share with our viewers and attendees?
I would say, you may have seen the demo video before this, as well as some of the announcements we've made. Go check it out on Cisco.com. Look up Agile Services Networking. We also have a lot of customer testimonials, some of the customers who have been with us on this journey and have already started using some of this. So that would be my
Amazing.
advice. Come check it out.
Thank you so much, Guru.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So everybody, there's a huge team that sits behind Cisco TV, and we want to show you what goes on behind the scenes. Take a look.
3, 2, 1, and we're live.
We are coming to you live here in the Cisco TV broadcast studio.
Bringing Steve back in vision. Cameras, you can move. Camera 1 full frame next. Coming back to 2 on 2.
Thanks for being with us, where we are going beyond.
That's a wrap, everyone.
Hi everybody, welcome back, and my fellow co-host Cedric is in the studio with Product Marketing Manager Lacey Jackson, and they're going to talk about deploying Wi-Fi 7. So over to you, Cedric.
Thank you so much, Alpha, and welcome, Lacey.
Hi, thank you.
How are you doing today?
Oh, it's been a big week. It's been a very exciting week. Excited to
I
be
know.
Thursday.
Yes, I know this is your last thing of the day,
Yeah.
right? So we're going to keep this really cool. I've mentioned before this week that networking is the backbone
Totally.
of everything that's happening.
Basically.
Right? I was trying to find the right words, but I'll keep it at that. You are a product marketing manager in our wireless division.
Mhm.
We've heard some really cool announcements about Wi-Fi 7. It would be great to hear from you to understand, it would be great to hear from you how our customers are deploying Wi-Fi 7 and what some of the use cases are that they're using it for.
Yeah, so Wi-Fi 7 is really all about wireless connectivity and improving your reliability there. So we're looking at more bandwidth, and we're also trying to support the proliferation of more IoT devices across networks in campus and branch today. So the APs that we launched this week and previously at Cisco Live in Melbourne are both all Wi-Fi 7 APs, and they are meant to support future-proofing your network, taking your network to next-gen wireless. So we're seeing customers adopt Wi-Fi 7 to have more devices on their network to improve their reliability, like I mentioned, and to boost their security. And a really interesting use case that we've seen is a customer, Nutrien. They're a global agricultural company, and they have employees across all kinds of different locations. Like they have people in offices, obviously, but in warehouses and in mines. And so they need to make sure they're maintaining connection between the surface and underground. And in those use cases, they're leveling up with Wi-Fi 7. They're also trying to make sure that their employees are safe, and they're doing that by using IoT devices. They're using cameras and sensors to monitor what their employees are, their safety, and monitor their assets and track things, and they're doing that with both Wi-Fi 7 and Cisco spaces.
Yeah, it's basically, once again, like bringing all of these Cisco products into that one
Yeah.
Cisco story. You tapped on Wi-Fi 7. What else is new in the wireless world in Cisco?
Yeah, so like I mentioned, earlier this week during the keynote, we got the exciting announcement that there are 2 new Wi-Fi 7 APs. That's the 9172 series. And like I mentioned, last year at Cisco Live in Melbourne, we announced our ultra high performance Wi-Fi 7 APs. We've had them all on display this week at Cisco Live. But the 2 new Wi-Fi 7 APs are the 9172i, which is a ceiling-mounted tri-radio Wi-Fi 7 AP, and it's built for moderate density use cases like retail and branch offices. And then we have the 9172H, and it is a smaller wall-mounted model, and it's built for use cases like hospitality, student housing, and multi-dwelling units. And like our other Wi-Fi 7 APs, this is something that's been really, customers have been really excited to talk about this week. These new APs are on unified licensing. So that means that they can be managed like all of the other Wi-Fi 7 APs using cloud or on-prem management, which customers have been very excited to talk about and learn more.
Awesome, great. Thank you so much for that, Lacey. I think like we only have a couple of seconds left, so is there anything that you kind of want to broadcast out, what's happening with wireless down the line here at Cisco as well? Like anything that our audience really needs to be aware of?
I mean, I hope everyone just had a fabulous week this week at Cisco Live, and that they got a chance to stop by the product wall and see all of the cool hardware, all the Wi-Fi 7 APs.
Awesome, great. Thank you so much for that, Lacey. Thank you for joining me here in the studio. As you heard from Lacey, it's really important that you come next year so you can see all of these devices in action and you can touch them and so on. I'm not sure if people do that,
Yeah,
but
they do.
They do? Okay, fine. Like engineers, fine. Great. Thank you so much, Lacey, once again. Alpad, over to you again.
Thank you so much, Cedric and Lacey. Great conversation. Let us know what you thought. Remember, tag us at Cisco Live EMEA and use hashtag Cisco Live EMEA. So next up, we're going to go back to center stage and we're going to be learning all about designing a future-proof wireless network, a better Wi-Fi 7 blueprint. I cannot wait to hear more on this. And like I said, please do join in the conversation and let us know what your thoughts are. Super exciting. Don't forget to tag us. And we're going to head over to the session very shortly. Enjoy, everybody. Have fun and absorb all the goodness.